Hey guys, Pat here. This is going to be a different video than usual. It's more of like a thought piece, I guess, than a response video or something like that. What is the silent laughter, if you're wondering? Well, it's kind of a weird thing to explain because it's going to make me sound like a little emotional baby in a way, but but I'll try my best to get my point of view across. Okay, so YouTube's a very unique experience. If you're a people pleaser, if you like entertaining people. Ever since I was a kid, I was kind of living room funny. I was the kid that would make everyone laugh in class, or at holidays and stuff like that. I would try to make people laugh. I like hearing people laugh. I like getting reaction from people. I feed off the reaction. I think I'm at my best when I'm talking to a friend, and this is what a lot of writers will tell you, or comedians and people that do stuff. You're at your best when you're bouncing off someone sometimes, and you have these ideas, and I don't know, it's just different point of views, and someone will set you up for something, and you just know when someone's listening, you can really go there. It's why I like live streams, because they have this reaction to them, like you can feel the reaction while you're doing it, and that's kind of exciting in a way. It's also why I like doing podcasts, because you have someone you're talking to most of the time. But there's something infectious and wonderful about laughter when you hear it. That's why stand-ups do it a lot. They're addicted to it. They're addicted to that satisfaction and feeling you get from laughter, from approval, the approval that people give you. And it's very weird because when you're someone who, likes to make jokes and be funny and entertaining, and you have friends who laugh at what you say and stuff like that, you don't ever really think about it in a wider scale. See, it occurred to me the other day on YouTube that throughout my entire career on YouTube, and this is counting everything I did, not just on this channel, but on other channels, because this isn't the only channel I've ever had on YouTube, and I've worked on other people's videos. And it hit me the other day that I've had well over 1 million views on YouTube. Well over 1 million views. I did them. I mean, on this channel I have 500,000 views, but I was thinking about other stuff I've done. I was like, well, I've had over 1 million views. That doesn't mean 1 million people have watched my stuff, mind you. But it occurred to me that thousands of people have laughed at things I've said in a video, or been amused by things I've done or said in a video. And sometimes they'll write what you said in a quote, and they'll say, man, that was really funny. Like, I made an Alien video recently, and I did all these Michael Fassbender puns. And so many of the comments, I mean, like, it seemed like 100 of the comments on the video were just like, oh my god, those Michael Fassbender jokes. But, reading people being happy about it's one thing. I didn't get to hear them laugh. They told me that they were, like, losing their shit over it. They were just gut-buzz laughing. And it's the disconnect I get in texting, social media, Twitter. It's the silence, in a way, because it's just not the same feeling when somebody puts LOL or respond. It's a different feeling, don't get me wrong, and there's a satisfaction to it. I'm not saying I don't enjoy reading a comment telling me you enjoyed something I said, obviously. But it puts you in a different mindset, because you go into your videos and you don't know what's funny, and you can't feed off the energy, and you don't know where to take it, and you can't see people's faces. It's a weird thing. It's like, don't get me wrong, it's radio. It's what radio essentially is. But I'm so weird about it, because I'm someone who's I've made some independent films I funded myself, and I've shown them to people at screenings. I've sat with an audience. I think the most people I ever had show up for movies probably 100 people, right? I think I had about 100 people for one thing. And when your jokes hit, the jokes that you wrote in a script and you filmed and you didn't know how they're going to go over, they were funny to you when you wrote it. And I've had short films I've shown at screenings too that are like 20 minutes, and the stuff that you write in your head, you're like, man, that really worked, but I don't know if it's going to work here with the editing and all that. And you're trying to be objective, but you can only be so much, But then when you show it to the audience and they react exactly the way you want them to, right? You realize then that the way you filmed it, the way you wrote it, the way you had it performed, you executed it in the way you wanted it to, because it got the reaction you wanted. And you're so happy about that. There's such a feeling from that I can't explain. When everyone laughs at a joke that you put a lot of work into, and a scene that you put a lot of work into, and they get it. They get the context. They get it visually. It's different. When you kind of do a bit around your friends, you have your little bit. You go on a spiel or a tangent around your friends, and you make a group of people laugh at a party. I've had that happen many times. I've had a bunch of people laughing at a party, 30 people. But on the internet, it's I've had videos with 100,000 views, more than one. I've had a few videos, and so many of the comments are so positive and telling you how much enjoyment they get, and you don't get to feel it. You don't get the vibrations. You don't get the energy. You don't get to hear them. You don't get to see them. And it's I guess it's just not as comforting as it could be, in a way, to open up a little bit. It's when you put a lot of work into things and you want a response, reading something without that person's way of speaking, their inflections and such, really kind of gives a robotic feeling at times. And I feel like that's a lot of the internet. It didn't used to feel that way to me, but nowadays the biggest issue is that I'm not complaining, I'm not whining. Obviously, it's what it is. You know, I could go do stand-up if I wanted to get the laughs. If I really wanted to go take the risk, I should go do stand-up. I should go out to the public more. And it's harder. It's harder to do that than to just find a niche audience on the internet. I get that. But, you know, I think that's why someone like Kevin Smith or those guys go and do the live podcast. They go do the shows live because they want to hear the laughter. It keeps you going. And you find out what bits work and what doesn't work. You know, people try to give you critical advice, and they try to give you constructive criticism in the comments a lot when you do something and they don't really like it, and they'll try to really give you what they're trying to get at, but it just doesn't come across as well as it could because you're not really getting the feeling in a sense. So you can't feel what they're saying in a way, and you don't know how to react to it. A lot of it's about feeling, telling the jokes and editing and movement and what you're doing, and you learn from each video, and you try to read the comments that go somewhere with it. But basically, if people don't like who you are, it's hard to fix it or adjust it because you don't know what little nuances they don't like or whatnot. It's one of the weirdest things about YouTube, though. It's one of the weirdest things I think a lot of people don't get and they don't talk about, is that it is a silent response that you get. You have the numbers to look at, the sub counts. That's what people look at. They look at the numbers, the sub counts, the comments, the likes to dislikes, views. That's what counts to people because you're not getting a reaction. 30 people laughing at me is way more fulfilling than 100,000 people watching a video and leaving comments because there's just not that same thing. I can't explain. There's something being in a room of people and responding. It's like, you know, and it's the reaction of going to a movie. It's why I like to see old movies in the theater. The best experiences I've ever had watching movies are in theaters, and they were older films a lot of the time, like Nightmare on Elm Street I saw in the theater, or Back to the Future. And, you know, old movies that were shot on film, and you see them with an audience, and it's like seeing it for the first time because you're reacting with people you've never seen a movie with before. And their feelings, all that love or fear that's in that movie comes out through them. It's the feeling you get when you go to a concert. It's the feeling you go when you get a stand-up show, a play, theater. It's something that I really react to and gives me, and unfortunately YouTube's never been able to quite create that experience on here because the platform is so limited in that aspect. You're not sure you can have people on live streams and you can talk and have a group of people laughing with you. That's true. But you're never really going to feel your audience as much as you do. They're always someone that you're touching on another side of a mirror. You can see that mirror, but you're not inside of it, I suppose. You can see them, but you can't go in. It's tough. It's something that I struggle with because I really feed off people reacting to things and seeing their faces. Like I said, I'm a people pleaser. I like looking people in the eyes. I like listening and responding to what they say. That's why I like doing the reaction videos, because you at least have that face-to-face with the person who made the original video, like a Riley Dennis or something. But with your fans, with people who watch your stuff, even if they hate it, you can't even get the sting that you would get in real life from the negative comment. In fact, you might get a worse feeling with the negative comment because you read into it because you didn't hear how they said it, which definitely happens. So it's something that I think, I don't know, it's where maybe the ego comes from with some people, because you don't get enough of reaction from people to where it all goes to your head, kinda. You just read the comments and you start to be selective with what you read, and that reinforces who you are as a content creator. I'm trying not to do that. But I'm not discouraging you from telling me if you find something entertaining. I'm just saying it's weird. It's the silent laughter. There's nobody really laughing. There's nobody really there. There is, obviously. You're at your desk doing it. You're having fun. And I watch plenty of videos, and I'm in my room or at work or something laughing. But it's so strange because there's really nothing. You're not hearing it. You're not seeing it. You know, and it's a strange experience for me. It's something I don't know if I'll ever quite get used to it, because it's not where I feel like I thrive. I like energy. That's why I like movies. Movies, when you're making one, you have to kind of feed off energy off the set. It's different with YouTube. You have to think out the video, edit it, write it, do everything all in your head before it's kind of complete, and that's just not... I don't know. Thanks for watching, though. And leave your opinion in the comment section.